G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I will be giving you my AFL Finals Week 2 tips. Week 1 wasn't the best for me. I got both the elimination finals right, but fell well short on the first qualifying final. I backed in Port Adelaide in that one, and yeah, that came back to bite me. And then I backed in the Giants to beat the Swans, and that one also came back to bite me. So we're hoping for a bit of redemption here in the semi-finals. Now, guys, if you like this sort of content and you are new to the channel and not subscribed, please hit that sub button and leave a like on the video. It really helps the growth of the channel and all that good stuff. All right, so Friday night, we've got the first semi-final between the Port Adelaide Power and the Hawthorne Hawks. Now, Port Adelaide are coming off a horrible loss to the Geelong Cats. Hawthorne coming off a pretty strong win against the Bulldogs. So the bookies have Port Adelaide at $2.36 and Hawthorne at $1.59. Now, this is at Adelaide Oval. So, you know, Port Adelaide fans, hopefully they'll get back out there and support their side. You know, it was disappointing for them last week to lose that way at home. But let's look at some history between these two sides. Now, Port Adelaide has won 23 games against Hawthorne in their history. Hawthorne have won 17 against Port Adelaide. So only a 6-point gap there, so not too bad, especially over the last few years. You know, Port Adelaide have been going a lot better than Hawthorne. Now, there's been 2 finals played between these two sides since 1997. Hawthorne have actually won both of those finals games. So Hawthorne do have the wood over Port Adelaide in finals footy. Now, we go into the form guide. So Port Adelaide have won 4 of their last 5 games, as have the Hawks. One of those losses for Port Adelaide, however, though, was last week against the Cats. So in those 4 wins, Port Adelaide have had an average winning margin of 39 points. The Hawthorne Hawks have had an average winning margin of 74.5 points. Now, you do have to take into consideration the quality of teams that was played against. So Hawthorne did play North Melbourne and Richmond, which did boost up that margin. However, you can only play with what's in front of you, and Hawthorne absolutely decimated both of those sides. So, you know, I think that the favouritism is deserved here for the Hawks. They definitely do have the form going into this game, especially with a bit of momentum knocked off Port Adelaide last week with the loss to Geelong, and the heavy loss at that. I'm going to take the favourite in this one. I am going to back Hawthorne. I know it is at Adelaide Oval, and Port Adelaide probably will be up for this one. And if my tips are anything to go by, I'm probably wrong. But I am going to back in Hawthorne here. I think they win this one by 17. I don't think it'll be an absolute flogging, but I think they'll get a pretty decent win here over Port Adelaide, moving them on to a preliminary final against the Sydney Swans. That is my prediction there for the Friday night game. All right, on to Saturday, we've got the GWS Giants taking on the Brisbane Lions at NG Stadium. Now, last week we saw the Giants blow a massive lead and lose to the Swans. That is a game they definitely should not have lost. They should have moved forward onto a preliminary final, and I should have gotten a bloody tip right. But it is what it is. Giants, they just weren't up for it, man. They just were not up for it. Yeah, the Lions, the Swans, they came back and they pulled the pants of the Giants down. So, yeah, the Giants do go into we'll talk about the Brisbane Lions before we get into the Giants. The Lions, they were absolutely dominant in the first 2 quarters against the Carlton Blues. They were up 60-0 at one point, I'm pretty sure. The Blues did make a bit of a comeback there. I think they got it to within 30 odd. I can't remember the exact winning margin there for the Lions. But, yeah, look, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm actually pretty disappointed about that game. If they played like that the first 2 quarters for the entire game. They win this one by 130 points, and you cannot change my mind. They absolutely dominated Carlton for the first 2 quarters, and credit to Carlton, they did come back. But I'd be nervous as a Lions fan, especially going to NG Stadium, where the Giants will want to, I guess, appease their home fans there. Giants are paying $1.73, Lions $2.12. Since 2012, the Giants have won 9 games, Lions have won 8. There's been one finals game played. The Giants won that one. I believe that was by 3 points at the Gabba. Form guide, Giants have won 3, lost 2. Lions have won 3, lost 2. The average winning margin for the Giants is 9.7 points over those 3 wins, and the Lions is 44.3. Again, you've got to take into consideration the teams that both these sides played. So the Lions played Essendon, who weren't going well. They got a big win there over them. The Giants had a little bit of a harder run coming into finals. They did play each other in round 22, and the Giants beat the Lions by 18 points at NG Stadium in round 22. Now, if this game was played at the Gabba, I'd be a little bit more confident in tipping the Lions. But again, I'm going to be boring. I'm going to back the favourite. I think the Giants win this one, and I think they win it by 14. I'm going to go pretty close in both these games. I'm not going to go massive blowouts. But yeah, I think the Giants get the job done here by 14 points. All right, so one more time, guys. Port Adelaide against Hawthorne. I'm backing the Hawks by 17. And GWS versus the Brisbane Lions. I'm backing in GWS here by 14. Guys, let me know your tips down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Roast me about my picks in round 1. I absolutely deserve it. It was a horrible week for me. But yeah, look, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for me, guys. Please hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.